Vladimir Putin. Let's go straight to our correspondent Nick Holdsworth. He's awaiting us in Moscow. Nick, what's the latest you can tell us on the situation?
Well, there is, as you've just mentioned, one confirmed dead FSB officer. He was gunned down behind me here. You can see the Lubyanka, which is the headquarters of the FSB. That's the main successor body to the Soviet-era KGB. Apparently, the attack took place on an entrance to the building. The first people wounded were security guards. Ultimately, 5 were wounded. One of those died, we understand, and the gunman was then cornered. From what I can tell from footage that we've seen streamed on some Russian channels, the gunman appears to have been cornered around the side of the building in a more modern building behind the Lubyanka. As you can see, everything is lit up with the New Year decorations. The tree there is where the statue to Felix Dzerzhinsky, the founder of the KGB, used to stand. Things have scaled down since the attack. Initially, people were pushed well away from this area, but actually, it's almost as if nothing had happened now. There's very little security present here at all, and the story has not played large on the news bulletins tonight. They've been concentrating on that mammoth press conference by Vladimir Putin today, which is a surprise, but I think the Russian state, the Kremlin, is keen to play down the fact that this is the first major terrorist attack in Moscow for nearly 10 years now.
There are so many questions on this one, Nick. Who's responsible, do we know? And is there any link, or is it just coincidence that this happened on the same day as Putin's press conference?
The FSB are working on the theory that this attack was carried out to coincide with that press conference. The attack actually unfolded at about 6:30, which is a couple of hours after the end of the press conference. And it took place as President Putin himself was just down the road from us here at the Kremlin, where he was speaking to an event of FSB officers, some kind of celebration event. And he was informed of it straight away. We don't know the identity of the gunman, but the FSB definitely are tonight linking it to that event. It seems to have been carried out to highlight perhaps a weakness in Russia's defences. As I say, there hasn't been a terrorist attack like this in Moscow for nearly 10 years. The last time was a couple of suicide bombs on the Moscow metro, one of which was here at Lubyanka Square.
Nick Holdsworth in Moscow. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Our correspondent there in Moscow, Nick Holdsworth, with the theory regarding the attack today. And of course, the investigation continues in Russia. Nick will bring us all developments as it happens. Next, the bitter exchange.